Weather Extra, we continue to bring updates about Wednesday's First Alert Weather Day. We're on your side with the timing of the event and how much rain we're expecting to see.
And as the great American eclipse comes to a close, we share some of your photos from today's total solar eclipse.
And we take you around the country to places that saw some rough weather over the weekend. We'll show you.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Well, what a day out there. We had a chance to view the eclipse, Tania. I was so concerned we'd have clouds around for most of the area.
I know, and it held off for a majority of the eclipse viewing, and it filled in right towards the end around the peak for most of us across central Alabama. But we did still have lots of photos that were sent in from it, and I was happy to see that.
Yeah, a lot of folks in West Alabama, unfortunately. I had a lot of photos, cloudy sky, but hey, there's always next time, right? It's going to be a while.
2045.
Yeah, by the way, the next time Alabama, actually, a lot of folks have asked me, when will we see a total eclipse over Alabama, solar eclipse?
Yeah.
2045.
I know. We've got a long way to go, but I'm waiting for that one.
I know. I'm going to have to start eating more salad. Yeah. All right, let's go
Stay healthy, live longer.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go to the radar. Check it out. We got a lot of showers out there, a lot of rain at the moment. And Tania, we're going to come back here and show some pictures. I do have some weather photos that we're going to share. Temperatures right now are in the 60s. A lot of showers we're seeing across the state right now. No severe weather at the moment. We did have a few rumbles of thunder out there earlier, and if you thought, was that thunder? Yeah, we did have some storms that showed up across the area, but it's showers right now. But I want to show you this. All this rain you see back to the west, this is all going to lift in towards our area tonight. So there's going to be a lot more rain on the way and possibly a few storms. Now, nothing severe out of this, and to the west, they're under a flood watch. For us, you know, we get a lot of this rain over the next couple of days. We could end up with some flooding issues around here. That's just one part of why we have declared a First Alert Weather Day for Wednesday. Again, until we get to that point, the risk for severe storms is very low, but the system, as that main energy moves through here on Wednesday, that's why we're more concerned we could see a couple of severe storms on Wednesday. But there's going to be some rain and rumbles tonight, some showers around off and on throughout the day tomorrow. So we're in at some big changes here, and certainly some unsettled weather as we go throughout the day. But the storm threat arrival times, you can see for West Alabama on Wednesday, this is when we see some of those stronger thunderstorms moving in. And notice how I highlighted to the southwest. That's where I think we'll see that greatest risk for stronger thunderstorms and a lot of rain here. Areas to the north, it's a lower risk, but not completely zero. But you can see these arrival times. But the rain, the heavier rain, is probably going to be with us well into the evening. I mean, we won't see those storms start to roll out of here until later on at night. And pretty much all modes of severe weather possible. As you can see, the storm impacts, what to expect. The risk could have some strong damaging wind gusts, could have some hail producers, isolated tornado threat, again, especially south and southwest. I think that's where that threat is going to set up. And then you can see, of course, an increasing risk for flash flooding. But so many pictures in today from the eclipse, and folks have been sharing those with us. And we're going to talk more about our forecast, of course, that system on Wednesday, what's on the way for the weekend coming up. But back to that story, of course, a headline across the country today. And for a lot of areas in the path of totality, at least the weather cooperated. But I don't know if we can take this full screen, but you can see this is Terry Varden sharing this.
86-year-old. Oh, I love that. Gardendale, Alabama. And they're practicing what I like to call, Wes, solar safety.
Solar safety. Yeah, exactly. And everybody we even had the lenses there for the camera. Stephanie Varner sharing a view. Everybody, you know, just kind of taking a break today, you know, and just going out and just taking it in. This was from the Better Basics team. Connor Cranford sharing this. And
I love it.
All of you that shared these photos on the weather app, we're so appreciative. It's just so great to see so many happy
pretty.
Faces. Yeah.
Raymond, with the clouds there, that looks good.
Yeah, and you know what, Tania? The clouds actually, if I kind of zoom in, you can see it really helped with the viewing. I don't know if you noticed today at times, if you couldn't quite follow along with the solar eclipse glasses, you know, you could every now and then kind of catch a glance.
Yeah.
But look at Jesse there watching from UAB. Yeah, caught some nice views there. Look at that. Incredible view. And
oh, look at their outfits. That's cool.
they
were
really,
ready.
really cool. I noticed someone had an incredible setup of snacks, all kinds of sun chips and things like that.
Creative.
Avery Smith. This
People
was
threw
in
parties,
Texas.
right? You were at a party this morning.
Yeah, I was actually out at Grand Bohemian, and while we check out some of these photos here, the Birmingham UA. Let me go back here. I believe we have some video here from, this is from UAB's Astronomy Club, okay? Yeah, I did have some pictures from my event earlier that we'll show you, but the UAB Astronomy Club was hosting a solar eclipse watch party on the campus green, and what a, you know, it was perfect earlier today. I just couldn't believe how clear it was, you know, because we thought we'd have
leading
so many
up
clouds.
to it, yeah,
around the area.
We have about 400 people who've shown up here. We ran out of glasses within the first hour. It's been absolutely phenomenal. We've had tons of people show up. And it's great. We have a huge crowd right now.
And students across central Alabama getting to go outside during school. What a fun time to watch the eclipse. The third graders at Oxmoor Valley sitting on the track to watch the phenomenon. Thank you to Principal Melvin Love for sending us these photos. Always a fun time. I remember the last eclipse. I was out at Helena Elementary, and I know the kids just have such an incredible time with something like this. And in Texas, check out the stunning time-lapse video out of Dallas. This, of course, was one of the many places that had a chance to see the eclipse at full totality today, this afternoon. And in Missouri, and I'll let you take that one today.
Yeah, that was a beautiful view there. And in Missouri, they also had the chance to receive full totality. Take a look at this footage sent in by the weather watcher, our weather watcher, Brody Wesson. He was able to experience this phenomena and even got a chance to speak with viewers who say this was a very special occasion.
It felt good. It was like one of the most beautiful things I've ever saw. Because I didn't have glasses the last time, so I didn't really see. I don't even think we had totality the last time, so it wasn't like the little ring effect just like it did this time.
Wilson also saying that the experience made her emotional as she sat and watched it, and she said she was even hugging her friends. I love it. Well, parts of Mexico even getting the chance to experience the total solar eclipse. Some people in Mexico were the first in North America to witness the rare celestial event. A partial solar eclipse was visible in Mazatlan on Mexico's Pacific coast. Totality when the moon completely blocks the sun came at 1:07 p.m. Central Time. That darkness in the middle of the afternoon lasted for about 4 minutes. Astronomers say the moon cast a 100-mile wide shadow along the path of totality. And with clouds threatening to block the view of today's eclipse in certain areas, some people opted to go above the clouds. They boarded special Path of Totality flights offered by commercial airlines. Delta Flight 1010 flew from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Detroit. Oh, that's cool. The trip included special turns in totality for passengers to see the eclipse's so-called diamond ring, one of the plane's 14-inch windows. Delta's other Path of Totality flight took off from Austin, Texas, and both flights were scheduled to arrive in Detroit, simultaneously followed by a party at the gate. And even though the eclipse has ended, it's still important to know the effects it has on your eyes. Meteorologist Shinty Rodriguez spoke with an expert on the importance of solar safety during the eclipse.
Looking at the sun directly on any given day could result in eye damage. But what happens during a solar eclipse? Is it safe to look at it directly? The answer is no. Dr. Marcella Frazier, optometrist and associate professor at UAB, tells us that looking at the sun without proper eclipse glasses might result in eye damage that could be temporary or permanent.
On the days of the eclipse, most people are tempted to look right at it because it's covered and it's not as bright. However, it can be just as damaging on the day of the eclipse, looking straight at the sun, as any other day if you were to look straight at the sun.
According to Dr. Frazier, damage to the retina is irreversible and there's nothing doctors can do to fix it.
What happens to them is they basically see a hole in their vision, a blind spot in the middle of their vision. So it's like permanently looking with a dark spot in their center of their vision.
That is why prevention is the key, and eclipse safety glasses will allow you to watch it safely.
you have to make sure that you have these, make sure that it follows the ISO standards and that it has all the recommendations on it and that you cannot see through them.
Also, it is important to know that looking through the cell phone could be just as damaging.
The cell phone does not have that filter either, so if you attempted to take a picture of the eclipse, you could damage your retinas that way too. So it's very important that when you're looking at the eclipse at all times, you have your sun protection, and then you can take your pictures through it or put the filters in front of the phone or the camera, but always, always through a filter. You must use the filter in order to protect your retinas.
And that is great information there. Always practice solar safety. Don't ever look directly at the sun. But in 30 seconds, we take you around the country to severe weather events that happen over the weekend, as well as take a check-in on our weather and our radar here. We'll be right back, though. First Alert Weather Extra. Stay with us.
And welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. We still have some showers that we are tracking. Not seeing a lot north of Birmingham to Coleman, Double Springs, Jasper, Fayette at this time. Most of the showers at the moment you can see just scattered from south to Tuscaloosa, northern Bibb County. All this drifting. Let me put this into motion. This is moving to the west to east direction. So if you're tracking along on the First Alert Weather app, but this is just the beginning. I want to back the picture out, show you what's happening back to the west, and you'll see that there's a lot more rain back in here. Look at all this. This is all going to kind of surge to the north tonight. So giving you that first alert for some heavier rain and even the possibility of some storms tonight. No severe weather tonight, but we are watching that first alert weather day on Wednesday. We'll talk more about it next in the 7-day forecast.
And across the country, even though severe weather held off during solar eclipse viewing, it is still posing a threat this evening as millions begin to head home. A tornado watch is in effect until 8 p.m. from eastern Texas into northern Louisiana. Supercell thunderstorms are expected to increase in coverage and intensity this evening across the region, with threats of a few tornadoes, wind gusts over 70 miles per hour, and large hail that could exceed 3 inches in size. Cleanup is underway in much of Colorado after strong winds toppled trees overnight Saturday, damaging homes and vehicles. The National Weather Service reports winds more than 90 miles per hour were recorded in multiple spots. The Marshall area and other parts of Boulder County saw 95-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You can see homes and vehicles severely damaged after the storm system. And in Oklahoma, wildfires are still in the process of being put out after a severe weather system moved through the area. Dakota Wapekshi has more.
Woodward County facing dangerous fires, and firefighters have gotten injured working on these flames.
We do have 2 firefighters that were injured. We don't have any more information to release at this time. We don't have a condition yet either. We just haven't had time to call and check on those guys, but they're being treated at the Woodward Regional Hospital for burn injuries.
The emergency manager is unable to tell us the firefighters' condition or their agency.
We have control of the head fire of this, so it's looking much better than it was earlier.
The town of Sharon was evacuating into Woodward. However, that evacuation order is now lifted for the area. Liam Bauer says they do have a line made to keep the fire in check, and airplanes have been flying over dropping water on it, and they were worried it could have gotten worse. He says fires in previous years made this one's response more effective for them.
The process has been honed and is much faster now, so that resulted in us getting this fire, getting a handle on this fire much faster than what we have in the past.
And still ahead, we continue to talk about Wednesday's First Alert Weather Day, as well as take you beyond the 7-day into what we can expect for the week ahead. Stay tuned. First Alert Weather Extra is still here. We'll be right back.
All right, a live look from Tuscaloosa right now. Mostly cloudy sky. Wet weather's stopped for right now. We've had some showers moving through today. I know the sky conditions didn't work out too well for us to the west today, but looks like tonight and through tomorrow morning we're going to see some more rain moving in. There's a look from West Alabama, Birmingham right now at 65. A live look from Red Mountain. We had some rain just north of town last hour or so, but wet weather has stopped. So we're catching some in-between periods here. So if you want to need to run some errands this evening, you can notice East Alabama at Jacksonville. Right now we're catching a break in the rain, but there are some showers there south of Jacksonville. You can see around Anniston some scattered areas of rain. It looks like the wet weather is going to pick up again later on tonight. Right now it's really lessened up compared to what we saw earlier in the afternoon. We had some thunderstorms out there, but notice back to the west there's going to be a lot more rain. See how this fills in here tonight. So first alert for some heavier rain later on tonight. A few thunderstorms possible, but no worries about severe storms tonight. We're just not seeing that setup at the moment. And then tomorrow during the day there will be some showers in the morning. This one model in particular shows a greater chance of rain areas north. Still could see a little bit of wet weather south, so check in with Mickey in the morning as we have those radar updates for you. We'll let you know where we have the rain for the morning drive tomorrow, but the possibility certainly there, especially for the afternoon. Again, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. And then we get into our Wednesday and we start out maybe a break in the action. I can't rule out maybe a little bit of wet weather early in the day, but the heavier rain and storms will move in. And with this setup on Wednesday, there's going to be some more energy with this particular setup. That's why we've called a first alert weather day. We're concerned we could have some stronger, severe thunderstorms with this that will work into the area, especially back into West Alabama. And at the least, we're going to see some heavy rain out of this. So this will be an impactful system Wednesday. That's why we've been telling you about this for a few days as you make those plans for Wednesday. Certainly afternoon and evening, as you can see, some heavier rain. In fact, this heavier rain really won't start to back off until later into the evening. So a lot of wet weather, and even on Thursday, some leftover showers will be in the forecast. But tomorrow, there will be some showers. This is actually the start of this setup here as we move ahead. You can see for our 7-day forecast, we have afternoon highs in the 70s, 70% chance of rain for tomorrow. And again, Wednesday, rain, thunderstorms likely, a first alert weather day. Thursday, some leftover showers, but we time it out perfectly. We have the rain moving out just in time for our weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, lots of sunshine to near 76 degrees there on Saturday. And also, if you plan on doing some gardening this weekend, notice there the temperatures at night, no concern about frost. We might see a few 40s on the map there early Friday, early Saturday. But again, no concern about frosty weather. But it certainly looks like an unsettled setup. Again, another Tuesday and a Wednesday setup for this week as we go to meteorologist Michelle Tania looking ahead in the long-range forecast. I know a lot of folks have been asking, can I go ahead and plant right now? But we're not seeing a frost threat, at least in that 7 to 10 day time frame.
Yeah, Wes, and matter of fact, as we look at our temperature 6 to 10 days out from now, April 14th through the 18th, majority of the United States is seeing above average temperatures. So that could be some better news for those of you looking to avoid those frosty conditions. So as we look here across the United States, the only area that I'm seeing that could possibly be seeing more cold days ahead of them is the Pacific Northwest. So if you're in Washington and areas in the Pacific Northwest across the United States, you're in the iffier zone, even portions of Idaho there. But notice that across the United States on the eastern portion, it's all that red that you see there on the screen. And that includes us right here at home across central Alabama. So we're looking at above average temperatures April 14th through the 18th across our area, which could mean more warmer days than average. But looking at rainfall amounts, well, we've got a different range here. All the way across the West Coast, below average rainfall between April 14th through April 18th. That's 6 to 10 day outlook. And then notice that down across the southern eastern portions of the United States, looking at below average. But as we zoom in here for us across Alabama, we're kind of split, okay? We've got some counties farther northern, western, central Alabama that could be seeing slightly above average rainfall, but majority of us near average, with more of that above average rainfall for portions in Georgia and Florida. So could be seeing some drier conditions, or at least right around average as far as our rainfall totals over the next couple of days. So I wanted to just break this down here. We're looking at dry conditions for Sunday. That's April the 14th. Keep in mind, this is 6 to 10 days out from now. But notice that we could see another chance for rain and more cloud coverage around by Monday, April the 15th. And then it looks looks like maybe some more wet weather for some other days ahead of us. We've got some building cloud coverage and maybe some rain across North Alabama for April the 17th. But temperatures there, 82 degrees. So we likely will be seeing those above average temperatures as we look 6 to 10 days out from now. So that's beyond the 7-day. Keep in mind things can and possibly will change in the days ahead. But that's it that we have for that Super 7-day forecast. We'll actually have more stories for you, though, coming up very shortly right here after the break.